I'm a single guy. I have no children. When I'm gone, I'm gone. I've got, just like Satoshi left 1 million Bitcoin to the universe, so I'm leaving whatever I've got to the civilization. But it occurs to me that 8 billion people with crypto steel or economic steel can build something much grander in the 21st century than all the 20th century economists struggling with clay and cotton candy.
Bitcoin, according to Michael Saylor, executive chairman of MicroStrategy, holds the potential to empower billions worldwide to build a civilization beyond anything achieved in the past century. In a recent interview on Markets with Madisson, Saylor reinforced his bullish outlook on Bitcoin's transformative capabilities. With its limited supply and secure, decentralized nature, he views Bitcoin as digital gold, free from government control and offering a reliable store of value for individuals and companies alike. Saylor envisions Bitcoin becoming the global standard for value, used in daily transactions worldwide. This shift could lead to a future where secure financial tools are accessible to all, fundamentally changing the concept of money. Stay tuned to hear Saylor's predictions on the future of Bitcoin.
So, a short summary, why is Bitcoin better? First of all, if I had 100 rich families and they lived all over the world, and they didn't trust the government, and they didn't trust a bank, and they didn't trust a corporation, and they had a lot of money, and they wanted to keep their money for 1,000 years. If God came down from heaven above and said, hey, I'll run the God Bank, issue 21 million God coin, and I will make sure that no one can steal your God coins, you can buy in however you want, and you can trade telepathically with each other, and I'll do this for free. They'd probably accept that, right? The history of the human race is people looking to heaven to solve their problems in every religion. Okay. In the absence of God coin and God coming down to do this, the next best thing would be an intelligent engineer that creates a crypto network that combines semiconductor technology, public-private key encryption, and the internet, TCP/IP, okay? That's a crypto coin. So now we create a crypto coin, and the question is, who's going to run the software? Because nobody trusts anybody, and maybe I trust you and you trust me, but I don't trust your idiot great-grandson. You don't even had him yet. I mean, how could we trust your great-great-grandchild? Okay, so we're all going to run the software, and we're going to run it on thousands and hundreds of thousands of nodes, and anybody whose software cheats gets kicked off the network. Okay, that's the idea of Bitcoin. It's basically a crypto asset network. Now the question is, okay, I figured that out. Now what kind of monetary policy I want? I want 21 million, hard cap forever, never can make any more. I want a scarcity. I don't want nobody can make any more. Okay, that's good. Now the question is, okay, I did that. Now, which network is going to win? So we launched Bitcoin as the 40th try, and the first one with the right monetary policy, the right cryptography, and an equitable launch. Satoshi launches it, walks away forever, disclaims beneficial ownership. It's an immaculate conception. Okay, what if somebody else launched another crypto network with an immaculate conception? There's been 5 million cryptos launched. Most of them are not immaculately conceived. Some of them still have the founding teams that are getting rich off of them. When there's a founding team getting rich off of them with a jet and with an office or with a mansion, it doesn't look immaculate. There's no Satoshi in a swimming pool flying his jet around.
He, she, they are.
And the point is, we absolutely know there isn't, because the coins have not moved in 15 years and we can see them. So now the question is, you've got all these smart families and they're staring at the crypto gold network, if you will, or gold's not even a good example, just the crypto bank. And the question is, which network is the best one? Well, we sort through it and we try Bitcoin, and it kind of works for a while, and then we trust it and more money gets onto it. And for a while we're not sure, and then 2020 some crazy entrepreneur buys $250 million of it for a public company. And that's the first time in 10 years anybody ever bought $250 million on that network. And people are like, oh my God. Yeah. And then that same person buys another $9.7 billion of it. And so
he must be crazy, my God.
Okay, so in that time where there's one company, MicroStrategy, buying $10 billion of that asset, it's not a single person ever publicly spent $250 million on any other crypto asset, ever. Of the 5 million, nobody even put in the first 250 million. Nobody put in 100 million, right? Go find it, you won't find it. So now you have an interesting issue, which is, why is Bitcoin the winner? It's because all the smart money in the world decided that's the winner. Did it have to be? Well, no, it's like, why do we speak English? Because all the rich, powerful people decided on English. Could it have been a different language? It could have been French. Napoleon wanted it to be French, but it wasn't French, it was English. Why do we use base 10 math? Because all of the rich, powerful engineering companies use it. Is it the only form of math? No. There's base 2, base 8, base 16, right?
Same with measurement standards.
Why? You know, we have the big joke about the metric system, right? We're still trying to work through that protocol. So Bitcoin is the protocol that the rich, powerful, smart people chose. Okay, so you can fork it and create your own, and you will have to find stupid, poor people to buy yours. But why would I actually want to put all my money in the network with the stupid, poor people when I've already got the network with the smart, rich people, right? And the result of that is Bitcoin is the most powerful crypto network in the world, and you can measure it by a computer power, 700 exahash. That's $40 billion of special purpose semiconductors that generate more hashes than all the computer power of Microsoft, all the computer power of Amazon, all the computer power of Meta. If they all ganged up on it, they still can't get to 700 exahash. It's the most powerful computer network. Then it has 18 gigawatts. 18 gigawatts of electric power. That's the most powerful, electrically powerful network. 18 gigawatts is more power than the US Navy uses to run all the aircraft carriers and the destroyers and the battleships.
Wow.
We conquered the world with less than 18 gigawatts of power. It's 18 full-on nuclear reactors running full-on, right? Spread everywhere in the world. Okay, how does that compare to the second best? The second best has like 0.1% that much power. How about the hash rate? 1%, maybe. And then $800 billion of actual capital. MicroStrategy spent $10 billion to get 1.2%. Work it out in your head. Look at the 4-year simple moving average of Bitcoin and multiply it by the number of Bitcoin. Look at the trading volume. Look at real people, thousands of institutional investors with real money at risk. The Bitcoin miners, the BlackRocks, etc. Right? Like 70 billion, $60 billion put into just the ETFs alone. Real money, right? 800 billion in capital has backed the network. So what's the second best? The second best doesn't even have 8. Like 99% of the real money went into the Bitcoin network. Everything else you read about in crypto, right? All the other crypto assets that might be a store of value. I'm not counting the stable coins because they're just dollar pegged. Mm-hmm. But everything else probably doesn't even have 8 billion. It might have a few $1 billion, right? So it's like 99% to 99.9% dominant. And then you go to the political power. Well, there's 420 million crypto people that love crypto, but what's the reserve asset of crypto? It's Bitcoin. 420 million voters, and then 200 million people that hold an instrument backed by Bitcoin. So, what's the source of the network? Political power, electrical power, digital, computer power, economic power, right? That's the source of power of the network. And it's like, well, why should I buy that? Well, once you understand that it's the dominant crypto network, now the issue is, well, why should I buy Bitcoin instead of gold? Well, the gold supply is going to double every 30 years. And you can't teleport gold 60 times a second. And the AI is not going to want the gold, right? And you can't put gold on your iPhone, right? Gold's not digital. If you have $100 million and you put it into gold and you wait 100 years, you'll have $12 million worth of gold. That's why you don't want gold. If you have $100 million of Bitcoin and you hold it 100 years, you'll still have the $100 million worth of Bitcoin, right? So gold gold is the best of the commodities, but it's awful because it's got a 2% inflation rate. What's the difference between 2% inflation rate and 0% inflation rate? It's the difference between living 30 years and living.
Bitcoin is rapidly positioning itself as a stronger investment than gold, driven by solid price metrics and consistent demand in the futures market. Although it recently faced a slight pullback, Bitcoin's derivatives and on-chain data signal a promising path toward new highs, even as gold begins to lose steam. Unlike gold, which remains sensitive to economic indicators like US GDP reports and fluctuating interest rates, Bitcoin seems more resilient to these shifts. As traditional markets cool, Bitcoin's futures premium, up 133% and reaching its highest in months, reflects growing confidence that it can outpace gold as a stable, long-term asset. While gold has traditionally been viewed as a safe haven, Bitcoin's adaptable and transparent market dynamics are giving it an edge. With US economic data dampening expectations for gold, Bitcoin is showing strong, upward momentum unaffected by these external influences. As its value aims for new highs, Bitcoin's reputation as digital gold only continues to strengthen. Now, let's hear more insights from Michael Saylor.
What is Bitcoin? It's clean, silent, programmable, immortal money, right? What's it worth? It's worth half of everything. It's not worth the other half. It won't fly you, and it won't cure your cancer, and it won't make you happy, and it won't solve your mental issue, and it won't make your children love you. It's not all that. And it won't stop a bullet, right? The world's full of stuff, right? Materials and vehicles and technologies and medicines that do things. What is it? It's economic energy. It's the other half, right? It'll solve half the world's problem. I give you energy I give you a battery that doesn't lose its power. You know, like.
That'd be nice because one of our camera batteries stopped halfway.
I wear this watch. I don't have to take it off. You get an Apple Watch, you got to recharge it every night. What about a battery that lasts forever? Right? I mean, that's the promise of nuclear fusion. Give me a power source I could put in my pocket that will last forever. Now imagine how much better the world is. Bitcoin is digital energy. If you want your company, your family, your endowment to last forever, you have to capitalize it with an asset which doesn't degrade at the rate of, the rate of the dollar is 7% a year for 100 years. When you lose 7% of your energy for 100 years, you lose 99.9% of whatever you are over 100 years. And the only alternative is you got to be an investor. So now you juggle razor blades. It's like, oh, I got to go like build something, a warehouse, and it'll last for 32 years and find a tenant who's not going to pay the rent, and then I get taxed on it, and then I got to go and talk to the politician who created the tax, and I got to run for office, and like your world becomes just one of misery because you're attempting to not lose your economic energy. So, you know, I see Bitcoin as a profound step forward for the human race because for the first time, economics, you know, crosses from being an art to being a science. For the first time, you have perfect money or a perfect capital asset, non-defective. Once you understand, see the steel behind you? I have steel vaults. Run into it.
I saw that.
Okay, they weigh 2 tons.
I feel like I'm in a gold vault or something, like a vault in a bank.
I happen to like metal. What is it? It's material energy. You ever seen a steel refinery? You put a lot of energy in the front, a lot of energy, and out comes steel. And what's the significance? It'll stop a bullet. What else will it do? You can create a skyscraper with it. If you build a 100-story building with steel, it will withstand a storm. It will withstand gravity. You can stand on the 99th floor. The floor will not crash. You will not die. We can build a civilization based on it. What did we do? We built a civilization on steel. You know, the highest form of material energy the human race could channel. Take the steel away. I'm going to give you wood. Go to Nice. Go to Europe, look at the kind of buildings they built before steel. They're all 5 stories max. You take away the steel and electricity, right? Those are 2 big ones. Take away the electricity, you have no elevator. Take away steel, the building falls over. Steel, clean power, clean energy, like almost clean ethereal energy. Can't even see it. Clean invisible energy. and then almost indestructible material energy. Put the two together and you build the modern world. And so the problem as I see it in the economic world is we never had economic steel. We've had the equivalent of economic balsa wood, economic clay. We built clay houses and brick houses and straw houses, and we built houses on swamps. And the Bible says, build your house on a rock, not sinking sand, Build on a solid granite foundation. So what is Manhattan? It is 100-story steel buildings powered by electricity on schist, closest to granite you can find. That's the recipe for civilization. Okay, that's what Bitcoin is. I'm a single guy. I have no children. When I'm gone, I'm gone. I've got, just like Satoshi left 1 million Bitcoin to the universe, so I'm leaving whatever I've got to the civilization. But it occurs to me that 8 billion people with crypto steel or economic steel can build something much grander in the 21st century than all the 20th century economists struggling with clay and cotton candy.
As Michael Saylor explains, Bitcoin is more than just a currency. It's a revolutionary form of economic energy that doesn't lose value over time. Unlike traditional currencies, which gradually erode in worth, Bitcoin offers a stable asset resistant to inflation, manipulation, and decay. Just as steel and electricity transformed the physical world, Saylor believes Bitcoin has the potential to reshape the financial landscape. He envisions a future where Bitcoin serves as the indestructible backbone of the global economic structure, providing a durable and incorruptible foundation, unlike traditional finance, which he compares to fragile economic clay, vulnerable to inflation and decay. Do you think Bitcoin has the power to address some of the world's financial challenges? Let us know in the comments.